Hello and welcome to this second installment of Minigame Monday. I'll be keeping an eye on the chat. If you're here, go ahead and speak up. But in the meantime, I think I'm just gonna get started with a new type of puzzle this week. Hello, hello. Extra. This used to be neon yellow. It has an extra part of a handle now. It's an updated title. And Shay, and hello, thank you for speaking up, Moku, and Grand CB. One second here. I need to make something stop annoying me. Sweet. Okay. Last week I did a word search, if you saw that featured some game titles from past Protospiel Onlines, and this week I'm going to be doing the Jigsaw puzzle. So this is what I've decided to do for the Jigsaw puzzle, to highlight games instead of taking actual visuals from games, which, you know, kind of puts high pressure on prototypes. I could imagine people not really, it just being complicated to get permission from people to use their graphical assets, or trying to also grabbing them and all of that sort of thing is time consuming, a lot more time consuming than using words. So what I have decided to do is, as you can see, this is a Jigsaw puzzle with titles from those shared in the prototype listing in August 2024. So this is one of the ways that designers can share their prototypes at Protospiel Online. They can announce in advance of the convention on our website that they intend to bring the game and share some details about it for people to browse pre-convention. So these are games that did that, and I've made a sort of word collage that features a section of them. There's going to be a total of 5 in this series from August, based on how many there were and how many were kind of easy to fit in the Jigsaw. So I have this tool that makes Jigsaw puzzles, and loaded this image up into it, and I'll be solving it today with you. Well, we can also visit in the chat. Please feel free to bring things up, and I'll try to keep things moving. And I love this tool. I kind of discovered this most recently when I was testing sort of how long this many pieces would probably take me to solve. I can see just the edges. That'll be really a time saver, I think, from that monotonous, just like sorting out the edges. I just don't even have to do that with this fun tool. So one thing I've liked as I've test solved these jigsaws is that the color blocks do make it kind of fun to match things up. So, and I can see the image if I want to by clicking here, but I'm going to try to mostly do it just by memory, make it a little more challenging. So this one, I can see the words already is unraveled. This is a game from Zoe with Knife Bunny. Let's see. Side. And I got my little hint that was in the middle. Somebody's talking to me here. So if I've missed a lot of Protospiels online, has there been some titles that stuck out that you need to check out? Oh my goodness. This is like walking and chewing gum at the same time, looking at these titles and thinking about what's been happening lately. I mean, what is time, right? It's kind of hard for me to remember, which things happened in which order. But I know one piece of exciting news, or a game that looks super fun. I never got to play test it, but that will be coming out soon. And we did feature it in the newsletter. So if you've been following the newsletter, you might have seen this. Is Positano from Jeff Grissenswaith. It has a really fun, like, toyetic aspect of kind of building blocks that look like buildings in a city. And it started, I guess the first physical prototype was made of Duplo blocks, and now it's these really cool 3D custom made buildings. And the goal of that game is to build your villa overlooking, or I'm not sure, villa, or yeah, maybe it might be they might be like resort rooms or something like that too, overlooking the sea. And as long as another building doesn't get built up in front of you, you score well. So that one, I'm excited to see it get out in the world. And you can see this one's Welcome to Nowhere. See Nowhere 2. There we go. There are a lot more too. It's hard to think of them off the top of my head, like things that are in this puzzle. Let's see. Vibes is something that's in this puzzle that was published by Lunar Punk in like its first version. It might... I think that the plan is to kind of upgrade the packaging, or it's kind of gone away from being on sale. It had like a flash sale for the first few people to buy the first version. And I'm not sure what they're thinking about changing about the next version. But yeah, Lunar Punk is a new thing that has come out. I don't remember exactly when it started, but it was sometime in the last 6 months. And that's a partnership between Zoe, Allred, Maya Thomas, and Matthew Hawker. And they're going to be focusing on providing a platform for games that are not focused on one winner or the winners or whatever. They're working on coining the term victorless and multi-victor. And Vibes is the first thing that this first version of Vibes is the first thing that they are putting out. Here we go, the Krampus Caper. Krampus Caper is, I believe it's, I didn't get to play this one either, but I believe it's the sequel to CAPR, the sequel to the Kringle Caper, which was the very first one of Jonathan Chaffer's 18 card escape room games. So that is something that's going to be coming out soon to retail. That is news to share, I think. Okay, sweet. So those were 2 really long names. Only 2 titles at the bottom. Got the bottom done. Where's this? Here's this last little piece of light blue. Yeah, and I've tried to, when I made this word collage, I tried to make sort of a balanced mix of different colored backs and fronts to kind of help create matching, easier ability to see matching areas. I think this, what is this one? Court of Swords is this one. Okay. SW. I need... See. Oh yeah, the T isn't, that's a little piece of the T. There we go. Top. Oh, that's cross stitch. There's the C. Cross stitch, and this is something about too the way that I'm going to be doing these features. You know, every time people bring things to Protospiel Online, it is a snapshot in time of what they were working on, what the state of the game was at that time. It's all very expected to change. That's part of the point of play testing. So cross stitch, actually, I know that's a development that I think that theme is an idea that Emily Vincent, who made that game, would like to do, but oh, wait a minute. Yep, no, that's right. Feels like some pieces are missing. That's interesting. I guess this and this. Don't you always feel that way when doing a jigsaw puzzle? I always have that fear. Like, it's a digital one, and I'm still like, did I drop one on the floor? Did one get left out of the box? Oh, okay, I see. I'm thinking to myself, there's no pink on this side, but it's just very tiny. I see. Awesome. Step 1, complete. Oh, it's a little bit too bad that I can't just automatically have these all over here. But, oh well, that's life. But yeah, cross stitch, the mechanics of cross stitch were fun, but they kind of... basically you were making a picture and it was a little bit too on rails. Like, that's the point of making a cross stitch in fiber arts, is to have, you know, a certain picture come out from all these little pixel art squares. And to make that part of it, there often just were people were not willing to make mistakes. They were trying to play too perfectly, and it was just not creating the experience that Emily wanted. So she changed the theme. So the game that is like cross stitch was in August is not called that anymore, and there might be a day when she'll make a new game for her that actually is about cross stitch again. But yeah, that's the encouragement. That's one thing that I'm hoping, you know, doing these streams and featuring all the different ways that designers can share their prototypes at the time they're playtesting at Protospiel Online is just kind of helping give an opportunity to talk about the, you know, while I solve these puzzles, about the mindset of sharing your prototype and just like being willing to put it out there, let it be a moment in time, not expect it to be perfect. And the next kind of puzzle I'm going to do is going to focus on and reward people who filled out their bingo details on their prototype listing. So it's a smaller list. Like every single thing in the prototype listing is going to be featured in one of these jigsaws eventually by the time I get to the end of the series. But some will be featured extra. They'll be in a crossword puzzle because they gave sort of some extra trivia to work with. Vibes is up here. That's not part of Protospiel Online. There we go, online. I put Protospiel Online itself as the first listing in all the prototype listings going forward now. It gives me a good way to test the system, make sure everything transferred over from one session to the next, but also just to state that it's also a work in progress, and it will probably be a little bit different each time you attend. There will be new things to keep your eye out for, or ways that we've tweaked the way things work. Yeah, and the prototype listing too, it turns out that you cannot edit your listing. It's not fully by design that it's that way, but in some ways I think it's kind of healthy that you can't edit it, because it just gives people an out to say like, okay, good enough. Working out your this is good enough muscle, I think, is healthy for all of us creators. Especially when it's a work in progress. You know, the prototype listing is not a sales page for a product yet. So let's see. I think this is Bad Eggs is what this one's part of. This might be Business. I've also been making puzzles recently for both the August 2024 session and the January 2025 session, because I kind of want to keep up with, or like catch up with myself on the creation schedule I want to use. And so I've been looking at a mixture of August and January lately. So sometimes I might think I remember one from one or the other. If I'm just like thinking when I'm looking at these pictures what word it might be. I might be mistaken that something was in August. which is a big hill to get over. It's done. I'm guessing that's probably what you're talking about. Yeah, it's not easy. Especially for, myself, like a lot of things, I will move on from them. I'll call it done, put it out in the world. We'll have something to do at Protospill Online. Or we'll have a version of Protospill Online to participate in. And then I will not look at something for a while. Like this all the stuff with the crossword and rewarding people that participate in sharing their bingo details. Looking at that, I was just really confronted with like how many themes and mechanics are sort of people are using a theme or mechanic to kind of approximate what their game actually is when they participate in sharing about that, but it's not a very good description of their game, or it's not probably what they would have chosen if they could choose anything at all. So I've been also a consequence of this making these puzzles is that now I'm going to be looking more closely at what people set for their bingo matching terms. The things that are on the bingo card are, well, they have been in the past and they have returned to. They will return to in this session. The theme, the mechanic, the format, the things about the designer, and things about the components. And those are things that all along have been the things that you can put on your prototype listing. If you choose to, that's just optional. But this one's Guilds and Gambits. Let's see. Oh, this must be the G from... No, because that's pink and blue. Interesting. This really looks like it goes together. So frustrating, but it doesn't. I'm confused. Anyway. Talking about the bingo card, what you can put on it. That's right. Okay, that's good. It's probably together. Yeah, when I go back and look at something that I haven't looked at for a long time, like setting up the options for bingo, when I see that it's wrong, that it doesn't make sense or it's not working, it just kind of drives me crazy. It's galling. I need it to be fixed. It's motivating, I guess, but sometimes it can be a shiny object, like how important it is might be questionable, how important it is that it needs to work. Oh, okay. This is Guilds and Gambits. That's why I can't find the G, because it's down there. There we go. That makes sense now. What a relief. There we go. Yes, but with bingo, that was something that that's my game designer contribution. I made a change to bingo to try and make it easier to find things that match, and I removed, instead of adding more themes and adding more mechanics, I removed those two columns, and for a while had it as this is going to be Regnant, had it as experiences and impressions you have of the game. And I did try that for it's been that way for either 2 or 3 sessions. Time is very difficult to keep track of for me, but this is going to be Chain Breakers, which that one is from Kyle Cushman, and it won a finalist, got to be a finalist in Cardboard Edison recently, so that's a piece of news from Protospill World. Breakers. But yeah, I decided, especially looking at the fact that there are all those bingo matching opportunities given to people to kind of help categorize their game on the prototype listing, and that no longer actually that promise was no longer being fulfilled by what was on the bingo card. That really bothered me when I started engaging with making those puzzles, and so I've decided to put it back. I don't think that it actually did um, help people uh, find uh, find what to play. Oh, had you not heard about the Cardboard Edison, Daria? Yep, that's very recent news. That I think that news came out like last week. So we'll see what happens in the who actually wins. But they got onto the finalist round. Off the top of my head, I feel a little bit nervous. I might forget somebody, but I also know that one of Brooke's games called Triptych is a finalist too. So that what it means when you're a finalist. It for Cardboard Edison is that the physical prototype is going to get play tested by the judges. So if you get into the finalist, that means that your pitch, your video, possibly your rule book. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure you have to have a rule book written, right, to submit to that. Since I've not judged or entered it myself, but I know in general nobody's played it yet when it's being judged for the final to go to the finals, and then it's going to actually get played, and that's what's going to determine who wins the award in a couple of months. So that's exciting. This is Tin Punk Alley. This one I think came for the first time in August, but it came back again in January, so we'll see a lot in the puzzles over the next couple months. They also have a very developed brand and everything. Some of the puzzles that I share are going to be there are fewer of these right now. We'll see if we kind of start to encourage people to do cell sheets more, but there will be a puzzle, just one puzzle. All the others, there's more than one part that I needed to make more than one puzzle to feature all the titles, but we'll just have one puzzle for this session that will feature cell sheets. So for the past several sections, there's usually about 20 or so cell sheets shared each session, something along those lines, 20 to 25, maybe 30 at the most, which are pretty easy. That many words is pretty easy to fit into one puzzle, but the prototype listing usually has 80 or upwards of that. It's just too many for one puzzle, and how many titles actually get play tested, that's what's going to be in the word searches. It's too many to fit in one. When was the announcement? I think it was just right. Oh, yeah. Interesting. I got to keep an eye on this because our newsletter is going to come out this week. I think the announcement came out right before our newsletter, and we didn't put it in our newsletter because we had already kind of had already gone to print. And so the plan was to put it in the next newsletter, and I have to make sure that actually happens. I might have kind of missed a beat there. But if it wasn't in the last newsletter, I'll say it again. And I think our last newsletter came out the last week of February. So I think that's when those announcements went out about Cardboard Edison. Okay, back to the puzzle. But yeah, Tin Punk Alley has a lot of developed art and stuff. So I may be wrong, but my guess is that it even is in the cell sheets puzzle. And this is not finalized yet, but you heard it here first, I guess. No absolute promises, but I am looking at making another type of stream that's like the prototype showcase that we do the night before, but I'll do it more than the night before, a good maybe month before Protospill August, to encourage people to get working on their cell sheets. Eventually, I want to do it. We may be able to do it in time for May. It may be coming up soon. Do a stream that features cell sheets and helps people get more eyes on their cell sheets if they submit them early enough in the session. Okay. There's this blue piece. That's what I need. There we go. And let's see, we have this blue to pink or blue to lavender piece we're missing. Bet you that, no, it's probably not right. Looks like it could be the end of Rex Regnant, if I'm pronouncing that right. I think it's a I think it might be a Latin term. That game's name. That's also one of Rose's games. Bad? Maybe that's with the B and bad eggs. Read the top of it. No, that can't be right. Oh, that looks like it might have a little bit of a light. Or maybe it's that one. There it is. A little bit of pink lettering on it. That'd be right. Nope. It's at the front of Tin Punk Alley. Yeah, there we go. Adulting. I see the pieces of adulting. That one is from Eric Ditmore. That one's been coming back many times and had a kind of an interesting history. It was created initially as a wedding gift for a sibling, and now Eric is kind of and took it to the finish line, gave it as the gift kind of late for the wedding, but it may have another life in kind of in something that's more made for the market, for the masses to play, instead of just kind of for like a family memory, which I think that's a really fun kind of initial story for a game. Fun reason to have made one. Where is the B in this? Bad eggs. This one might be. Okay. This could be it. This could be it because it's got purple above it. Yeah, there we go. I have my headphones out so that just to help distract me less. But when you play this normally, you can hear a little click. It's very satisfying when the piece goes in. So there's B. Maybe this is for Bitnit. There we go. This might be here. It looks like the bottom of the B to me. S. Is that right? No? Too greedy, the end of that. I need like a light blue. That's the one way you could lose a piece, is if it was under a big block hidden from you. This is Bumble Dragon, I think, is up here in this corner. Oh, dragon, yeah. There we go. This might, this, okay. That gets me going on where some more purple is. And Tin Punk Alley is purple back with light blue, so there we go. That's nice. Now I'm starting to see like the shape I need instead of the color I need. Adulting is going to be right here. Yay. Getting close. Okay, business is probably right here. Makes sense. There we go. It kept making me think it was business, but it was bad eggs. That makes sense. It's all coming together quite literally. Let's see. That one actually does not. Okay, no, it makes sense. It's right here. There we go. Can't think of where it would go. Pink letters. There we go. Yeah, again, time is weird. I think Welcome to Nowhere came for the first time in August 2024. It might have been May 2024, but that is one that I got to play test, and it's kind of like a little bit of a Stranger Things-ish theme, where you're some kids fighting the weird supernatural things happening in your town, and you have different abilities. Like one of you's an artsy kid, and one of you's a sciencey kid, or at least that's the way it was. If I recall, the last time I played it. And there's lots of it's a cooperative game where you're different, you flip up different monsters that you have to deal with in your turn order. Oh, no. Wait a minute. I'm getting Welcome to Nowhere mixed up with something else. I don't know why. They're similar in that they're both cooperative games. Welcome to Nowhere is about getting out of a small town, and I have played tested that one a couple of times, so I'm sorry, I'm completely misspeaking. Sussburg. I think the reason I get them in mixed up is that they're like both named after the town where they take place, and I've organized them in my mind that way. My apologies. No, Welcome to Nowhere is a game where you're teenagers living in a boring town with an obnoxious sheriff that's constantly just on your case about nothing. And he has a dog. I'm blanking on the dog's name. But the dog, oh, here. Yeah, that makes sense. There we go. This one goes here. I was just so sure it went there. The dog also kind of is following you around as kind of the spy for the sheriff, and sometimes you get put in the city jail, presumably for nothing, and you all want to get out of here, and you do have different player characters and such. So you're collecting pieces to fix the car and the boat so you can get out of town. There you go. Oh, well, I even got my timer. Even talking to y'all, I managed to do it in 30 minutes. I'm very proud of myself. Seems like this is the right number of puzzles. Yeah, this tool that I use lets you set the number of pieces you want. So you can kind of set the difficulty on the jigsaw based on the number of pieces. And I started out like super easy, and it just seemed like it wouldn't have enough meat on it to feature it in the stream. So there we go. If you want a little diversion to you just want to break from thinking hard and you'd like to do a jigsaw puzzle, or you like to do them in general, here I'm going to share it, schedule it to come out shortly on Bluesky, so you can also follow on Bluesky to get the links to the puzzles themselves. But I'll put I'll put in the video descriptions and stuff, I'll put links as well. Let me get the link to this one and I'll share it in the chat here. Sorry, 1 second. Put it in the chat. So you can do it right now if you want to. I probably should start doing that at the beginning. I'm gonna start doing that at the beginning. Try to remember that will be my opening thing for puzzles. But yep, they're out for you to solve yourself or share with your friends. Like if you see your game featured and you want to celebrate that, share it somewhere with friends or on your social media. You're very welcome to do that. I just ask that you, if you can, if you can remember to do it, share the version of the link that I share, just in case anything goes wrong with the tool and I need to fix something and like change the link that's raw in the tool, and it'll direct, like if you use the original link that I shared just in the way you see it in the chat here. If something's broken and needs to be fixed, then you'll get the benefit of that. So, well, thanks, Daria and Shay for hanging out with me. And I think Joachim, I don't know if you're still here, but you were here for part of the time. So thanks for visiting with me today. I'll put this replay out on YouTube soon, and I'll be back next week at the same time to solve a crossword puzzle that is featuring games that did their bingo matching in the prototype listing. All right, have an awesome week, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye.